Greetings, guys, and welcome to, well, this isn't a episode, but today I'm doing a special interview with one of our sponsors for Profit and Secure Her. I realized I did not have the information pulled up, so give me just a second. Okay. All right. So, for those who don't know, I'm Fancy, the award-winning editor-in-chief of Swagger Magazine. I thank you all for tuning in. And today we have this special interview with one of our sponsors from FyreSavvy. FyreSavvy is a badass collective of women that basically help women with their messaging. That's how I would just kind of overview it. But Shanel will be joining me, and she's going to be telling you all more about things. I'm just waiting to see her come through. But if you don't know about Profit and Secure Her virtual conference, then this is a conference it's an extraordinary experience designed exclusively for the intentional Black businesswoman who aspire to take her ventures to new heights and build a secure and prosperous future. That's what the conference is all about. Hey, Emerald Jane. You've been on my mind because I was meaning to ask Shan how things were going with the interview that you all were setting up. So, hey, Coach Bev. And so, the event is taking place July 11th through the 13th. That's a Tuesday through a Thursday evening from 6 to 9 p.m. And we'll have speakers. They'll be presenting workshops. They'll also be doing keynotes. And I'm very excited about the event. The tickets are on sale on Eventbrite. You can click the link in our bio and be able to purchase. And right now we're doing, we have a code. The code is 5OFF. So it's $5 off the 3-day pass if you're interested in getting that. The passes are $25 if you purchase the full 3 days, or you can purchase for $10 per day. 1 second. I see Shanel has a question for me. I'm sorry, y'all. But as I was saying, you can purchase, if you use the code 5OFF, then you can get the passes for $20 instead of the 25. Let me just make certain okay. Look, I was trying to message you back, Chanel. My bad. Here I am. Okay, so she should be coming in just a minute. While she's coming in, I'm just going to read her bio to you guys. So Shanel Evans is the founder of Socially Savvy and co-founder of FyreSavvy. Oh, look, I had just started on your bio. How are you doing?
I am good. I was a little bit confused, making sure I was in the right place at the right time.
I was trying to message you back on Facebook, but I wasn't even logged into that account. I just saw the thing pop up. But I'm happy to have you. So I've been trying to explain that you all are sponsors for the Profit and Secure Her virtual conference taking place July 11th through the 13th. And I was just going to read your bio, but then we can get into the, questions. Is that okay?
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
All right. So Shanel Evans is the founder of Socially Savvy and co-founder of FyreSavvy, brings to bear her experience, which ranges from leading $3 billion project launches to launching her own successful company via social media close to 12 years ago to turn that strategy into action. In addition to managing her own multiple six-figure nonprofit and taking home a number of awards, including the Business of the Year award, she's a Meta Facebook leader dedicated to helping clients create more business opportunities and authentic relationships on social media. Together, I'm not going to read the last part. But Shanel has a partner. We're going to learn more about it. So thank you again, Shanel, for joining us.
Yeah.
I know I read the bio, but I always love to ask people, like, how would you describe your swagger? Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Oh, my swagger. I love that question. I am like probably one of the most down-to-earth, coolest entrepreneurs that you will ever meet, right? So a lot of times people think, oh, she does these retreats or she's traveling, blah, blah, blah. She must be this or she must be that. We put these assumptions on people, right?
Yeah.
But I would say like the swag is just like that cool, laid down vibe. I'm the type of business advisor that's going to sit, hang with you, get an understanding of your business, we might sit, hang out on the deck, or sit and drink a little bit of wine, but then get to the heart of how do you actually create more viral visibility with money making strategies in your business.
I love that. And I can actually see that, y'all. So I attended Shanel's and FyreSavvy's masterclass, and it was really interesting, just really helpful. I'm still working on my messaging right now. But can you tell us more about your background and journey that led you to become the founder of Socially Savvy and co-founder of FyreSavvy, and what inspired these ventures?
Yeah. So super duper long story short, I literally probably about 20 so years ago, I used to have an online clothing boutique. I'm gonna age myself. It was back before like the internet was really popping the way it is now in terms of social media. But during that time, I learned how to create messaging, how to really target and create a niche for yourself, how to craft a message that gets people to stop doing stuff on the Yahoo groups, right? I know you're probably like, a Yahoo group. Yes, back in the day we didn't have Facebook. We had like these forums, right, that you just post and get to know people, right? But in all of that, I have an accounting and finance background. So I was a finance director for a global construction firm, transportation firm. I have overseen probably over $3 billion in transportation launches. And during that time, very connected with marketing department, business development, and accounting and finance, obviously, but really like the operations of corporations and how to be able to get a project that size to pass takes collaboration, it takes partnership, it takes sponsorship, it takes being risky in some ways and doing things in bringing about new ideas. The other thing that I did was very instrumental at my time in corporate is I led and championed for diversity committees. And a lot of times what happens is that Black-owned business, women-owned business, there is a need for us in the marketplace. There is money set aside for us in the marketplace. But when we go and look at our structure, when we go and look at a structure of a Black-owned business or visibility of a woman-owned business, it's not always contract ready, right? It's not always ready to bring in these $1 million contracts. And so my goal is being able to really help empower women and Black-owned businesses, not because we're brilliant at what we do, but being able to do it in a way that really creates that online influence, that online visibility, so that we are in position to be able to attract our dream clients, but also receive contracts if that's what we want to do.
Okay, and just for clarification, this all is filed under FyreSavvy?
Yep. So
is that what you would say?
That's all. So let's talk about FyreSavvy. So FyreSavvy is a joint venture between myself and my co-founder, Dawnna St. Fire Brand is her company. Socially Savvy is mine. 6 months ago, we kind of married the two. And so that's where FyreSavvy was birthed. And between the two of us, what we do is we work with entrepreneurs, organizations, and help them grow and scale their service-based businesses. Some of our clients come to us at mid-6 figures and want to, get to 7. Some of our clients come to us at, 7 figures and beyond and want to scale beyond that. But the two of us together manage, do advisory services. And really, to be honest, where we kind of narrow down our focus is we work with messaging, we work with marketing, we work with money-making strategies, and then we help clients what we call modality. So if you're like, okay, I got this expertise, I don't know how to package it, I don't know how to actually get out a one-on-one and actually create a membership, I don't know how to take my one-on-one service and turn it into a retreat, that's what we help our clients do.
Wow. Okay. Because I've been looking and, just trying to understand. I knew that you all work with messaging and the growing and scaling, but also just still trying to piece together some things. So you've clarified that for me. Thank you.
Yep. Social media marketing and client attraction is my jam. And then offer creation, revenue generation, and sales is Donna's jam.
Okay. All right. So I'm kind of skipping over some questions, but just kind of circling back, because you mentioned that about the $3 billion project launches, right? So with your experience in leading these type of launches and successfully launching your own company through social media, What key strategies or lessons have you learned that have contributed to your success?
Yeah, so one is being really recognizing that what got us to where we are today is not going to take you where you're trying to go. So yes, we will leverage our experience. We'll leverage our experience from corporate and bring it into our business. We will leverage the things that helped us start our business, but recognizing that, okay, when you really want to grow, you really want to scale, what worked for you then may or may not work for you now. So being open to getting outside of your comfort zone, one. Two, being really clear what your area of expertise is and how to stay in it. So Black women in particular, we are brilliant. We know how to do everything, right? We can do somebody's hair. We can, post up at a flea market and sell some bundt cakes. We can coach women. But then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, yes, you can do all those things, but what is it that you really are good at? And really just picking one or two things that you can package together in a way that you can grow and scale. And then number three is being open to collaboration. So being open to partnership, being open to sponsorship. We have gotten used to doing things on our own, but you can only get so far in your business by yourself. So learning how to partner with, organizations like Swag Her, for example, that may track your ideal client, and then being able to, offer services in a unique way, or being able to partner with other organizations or other coaches that can help get you to where you're trying to go. But I think sometimes what we do as business, we think we're in business, but really what we've done is we've been a glorified consultant, a glorified solopreneur. So being able to just be open to new ideas, staying in our expertise, but then collaborating and partnering with other organizations that can serve our clients in really fun, unique ways.
Got you. And actually, just something that you said, for that person that, like you said, we do all of this, but narrowing it down to just one thing. What advice would you give them? Like, how, for those that might be struggling in doing so?
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. I'm not going to tell you that you'll feel like, in some ways, you have to kind of burn down an area of your business or area of expertise. So I've done it. I've done that before. And I'm not going to say it's easy, right? Sometimes you're like, well, I really want to be able to help that person, or I really want to be able to do this. I get it. It does take a level of vulnerability. It does take a level of change. But what I will say, and just in terms of just advice, you can be so much more effective for your clients when they come to your social media feed and they're clear on what you do. You're clear on what you do, and it really does help with your boundaries, and you can get results faster with your clients because you're doing, not necessarily that you're doing the same thing over and over again, but you're really just staying in a lane and being able to offer them a high level of service as it relates to, something that is very specific into what you can do.
That makes a lot of sense. And I like that you mentioned that about staying in your lane, because we talk about it, but then we may not always practice it. So that makes a lot right there. So you have managed your own multiple six-figure nonprofit and received accolades such as the Business of the Year award. How has this experience shaped your understanding of business and entrepreneurship?
Yeah, so my nonprofit is 13 years old. I built it through social media. We're a multiple six-figure, nationally recognized nonprofit. We specialize in empowering youth through the sport of track and field. I literally can go anywhere in the country. And if I'm at a track meet and any track meet anywhere in the country, people know my organization, Dell City Track Club. I built it through social media, and I built it, through the lesson of community, right? So it is very much about like the community of our athletes. So we put a family model in place so that not just our families or our athletes are excited, but the parents are excited, the coaches are excited, like the community gets excited. So when we host events, we send out press releases, we invite senators, we invite, people, representatives from our local community, we invite small businesses to be able to like grab hold. And so creating that bubble effect of like a movement and creating a tribe for yourself is so important in business as well. So, in nonprofit, you do it because you want to be able to reach more donations and more fundraising, right? But the same works in our business. We want to be able to create a movement in our business so that when people see our feed, they're like, I'm excited to work with her. She's about to elevate my game. I want to hang out with her, right? But if we don't create that movement and that activity and that just like, almost like, call it like a little bit of the FOMO effect, right? You know, that people, when you want people to have a little bit of fear of missing out, if they don't come to this conference, if they don't come to my summit, if they don't come to my event, like, you're going to miss out on something.
Mm-hmm.
So creating that, you know, really strong tribe, but then that movement so that people get excited about working with you.
Oh, I think all of your answers have been, and I hope you all have been like paying attention, because you've really given away a lot of game, just in very detail. But you know, like I appreciate that. So I know that FyreSavvy has this 3-day virtual VIP summer camp approaching.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share more about that
Yeah.
for us?
Yeah, so we designed this for our dream clients. Our dream clients are coaches, experts who are like, you know what, Shanel, I'm an expert. I'm super clear on my expertise. I'm super clear on who my dream client is. I got an offer. I've been selling it. But they're like, okay, but I really want to do it in a different way. And how do I create messaging around that new way? Or they're like, okay, I have been selling, but now I've kind of gotten to like this stuck point, right? Because we all get in that place in our business where you have gotten to a certain piece and you sort of plateau. But you can't always see what that plateau is if you're in the business. And so we'll give insight onto your offers, ways that you can maximize your expertise in new, exciting ways. We're going to give sales techniques, right? Sales is one of the #1 skills that we need in our business to sustain us. So we're teaching, and our clients will walk away with like how we do master classes, but how we actually upsell our clients at a master class. What should you say? What shouldn't you say during a master class? And then what our clients are really going to love, because it's the summer, everybody I know trying to do this soft summer and trying to take off, we are going to, our clients are going to walk away with a visibility plan as well as 30 days of content. So you're going to get your offer tight. You are going to walk away with sales strategy, but then you walking away with 30 days of content that you can literally put on repeat, but then also that's going to catapult you for the rest of the 2023.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot, but it's good. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everything that you're offering is really needed, and I think that it's kind of different about the way that for those that may be interested in like repackaging their offer.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't really heard of anyone, you know, offering anything like this, so I think that that's really cool too, because that's not everybody, but there are still people that may be getting overlooked that actually need that.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense. So you're also a sponsor for our event, Popping It
Yeah.
With Her virtual conference. So I want to know, like, I don't know if you all have already gotten your presentations together, or what can we expect from you at the event?
Yeah, so we are going to, it's kind of almost take a snippet of what we would do in a live laser coaching session. So most of our clients come to us clear on their offer, but want to be able to maximize it. And sometimes what that looks like is new messaging or tweaking your messaging, right? And so during the summit, we're super excited to sponsor, super excited to meet, you know, some new entrepreneurs, but then also being able to help you during that time, like a laser coaching session, so that you can walk away with a lot clearer on your offer and a lot clearer on how to go about selling it.
Oh, that's good. That'll
Yeah.
be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is there anything else that you all are working on, or you feel like we need to know about FyreSavvy?
Yeah, so we have our 3-day virtual summer camp coming up. It is virtual, so sometimes people see our photos and they're like, wait, is it in person? We do an in-person event and we do a virtual event. The summer camp is virtual, and then we do a 3-day, what we call our Unmastermind. It's a 3-day in-person experience like no other. You have the experience of being able to stand up and pitch your business to a room of investors. You walk away with a clear blueprint on how you are going to attract your dream client. But then more importantly, how do you build that influence so that clients and sponsors and opportunities like this come your way? So we host them a number of times a year. Our next one is at the end of June, and then we'll host another in the fall.
Got it. And also, just because I know that you've mentioned how you built your businesses off of social media, right? But we also know that the social media landscape is always changing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what tips would you provide us with right now for this stage that we're in at this point?
Yeah, so I am seeing a lot of women on my timeline that are going through pivots, right? You know, what worked for us in 2021, business was booming, right? Like everybody was home, everybody was just buying stuff. We weren't really scrutinizing and really taking a look at what it is. I know I can't be the only one. I bought courses, and those courses are still sitting in my laptop, right? But in 2023, our timeline is a lot more discerning. They really want clarity on what you're offering, and they really want clarity in how you show up and being consistent. So in terms of building and rebuilding on social, you got to show up. You know, you got to be consistent. And when I say consistent, I mean not just saying, okay, I'm going to show up every day, Monday, 9 a.m. and then Wednesday I'm going to show up at 10. That's cool too from a time standpoint, but consistent in that what you're talking about adds value to your timeline all the time, consistent. But then also, yes, you got to show up on a regular basis. So you can't post on Monday for, the Swag Her Summit and then expect that if I don't post again for another 2 weeks, people are going to be buying tickets, right? You know that,
Right.
but sometimes our audience doesn't. And so we got to show up consistently and get rid of that. Well, I got to be perfect, or I'm not used to being on video. I don't like going live. Like our clients, they want to see us. They're not really paying attention to the perfection and all of the glossiness. Some of it, when you start pulling back layers of that, they just want you to show up real. Right. And so just being able to just show up. I cannot say it enough. Got to show up, but then show up consistently as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then also, we have a few more minutes. Can you share like a client story, like someone that you all have helped that just really flourished?
Yeah, so one of my favorite client stories is my client Leslie. So Leslie is really unique in her space. She is a wine concierge. She does wine tours in the DC metro area, and then she also has a wine subscription where she services clients that want to be able to have Black and women-owned wine brands, and is literally sent right to your house. And so her business is now almost, I think, born right during the pandemic. So the wine subscription service was birthed during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And when I would ask Leslie what she would do, she'd be like, oh, I just sell wine. And I'm like, no, you don't. You don't just sell wine. Like, she creates these amazing opportunities for people like in companies like Microsoft and companies like Google and companies like, these big law firms will hire her to bring in Black and women-owned wine brands, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you don't just sell wine. You create, these wine experiences. Mm-hmm. And so once we really kind of like fine tune, she was super clear on her expertise. She was super clear on her dream client, but the messaging wasn't quite aligned. And then the way that she was showing up wasn't aligned with that value either. So once we really kind of created a visibility plan for her, streamlined her messaging, and honestly taking a look at like her offers and the pricing and the way that she was offering it to her clients, literally after working with us 90 days, she texted me and was like, okay, I just did my financials. This was, I think, in May. She's like, okay, what I did this time, it took me 6 months to do it last year. It only took her 4.5 in terms of revenue. Mm-hmm. She increased her Facebook audience and her Facebook sales by over 30%. And she's getting she's literally booked out by clients like Microsoft and Wyndham that bring her in for these high-end wine tastings. And her membership has increased as well.
Wow.
So she's one of my favorite stories to tell. And we make sure that, we do in-person events. And so we make sure that we pour into our own clients. So if you ever come to an in-person event, you're going to have wine from Leslie's, wine concierge company, because that's just how we roll. And the wine is fabulous.
Wow. And that sounds like a really awesome story. At first I was thinking, I was about to think I knew Leslie, but then I realized I was thinking of someone else with another subscription service. Mm-hmm. But I think like, especially with the subscription services, to see those that can really succeed with it, because some of them seems like some people do really well with it and some people don't do as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So keeping like actually being successful with it, I think that's really
Yeah.
awesome. So before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, if you have not gotten your ticket for the summit, I highly recommend you do that. Don't do this, people. Y'all know y'all coming. Y'all know y'all coming. Y'all see the lives. Y'all got Fancy on here with the emails. Y'all see her lives. And then we were like, well, I know I'm coming, but I'm going to wait till the last minute to get a ticket. Don't do that. Go on and get your ticket. You know you coming. That way Fancy can, plan accordingly. But then also, yes, just get your ticket and do one thing. Take one risk today. I don't care if that's, going live on your own Instagram. I don't care if that's going live on Facebook. Maybe it's sending out an email. You're like, I haven't even emailed my list in a while. Take one risk today to be able to show up for your audience.
I like that. And risk taking is so important in business. And I think we kind of get to points where it's like you might actually be a risk taker, but then you get comfortable or complacent, right. And then you got to make certain that you're still doing it.
Yeah, that's a word right there. You said, like you said, you are a risk taker, but sometimes we do get comfortable. So I love you said that.
And so y'all, like she said, do get your tickets for the Profit and Secure Her virtual conference. Again, it is July 11th through the 13th. We're going to be, it's going to be in the evening time from 6 to 9 p.m. Central Time. And we will be on Air Meet. So you guys can go ahead and get your tickets now. And as I mentioned, we are offering a code. And the code is the number 5, capital OFF. So it's 5 off. And you get $5 off the 3-day pass, which allows you to, attend the conference every evening.
Nice.
So thank you so much, Shanel, for speaking with me.
Thanks for having me.
And y'all, I will also be speaking with Shanel's co-founder, Dawnna St. Monday for CEO Chatter Live, and we'll be on Facebook. You all can watch us there.
Awesome.
Or you can also listen to the replays on any of your favorite podcasting platforms. And then also, don't forget this evening, we will have another group from the Profit and Secure Her virtual conference being interviewed by Khadijah Phillips, so you all can tune in at 6 p.m. Central Time here again on the Instagram page. And I think those are the announcements. So thank you, Shanel.
Thank you. All right, you too. Thank you.
Bye.